Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live pop-up chat. These pop-up chats are fairly random and I want to talk about a few things today. As always, before I start the chat, I will say that it is a live chat, so I will be responding to as many viewer comments and questions as I possibly can from the live stream feed. If you're watching on catch up after it's finished live, the live chat feed should be there for you to look at and watch and follow along. If you are watching on catch up and you want to respond to anything in this video, please feel free to leave a comment. Right, as people are dropping in and hopefully getting out the notifications, I can see people. I can see Joanne, Carolyn, Mary, Mason, Tisha, Mariana, Bev. I can see all people dropping in, so hello and welcome. Also, I can see some channel members and I think some patrons as well. So thank you so much if you support beyond watching the videos. Right, oh, that snap was my glasses case, by the way. Right, now what is today's video going to be about? Well, I am going to talk about William and Catherine visiting Waterloo Station yesterday, where they were viewing some of the Hold Still exhibitions in public. We're also going to be talking about Prince William stepping up and taking on a few new patronages. We're also going to be talking about a little bit of a quick change. We'll get to that in a moment. And also today, Prince William has been out visiting the Royal Marsden Sutton, which is a kind of a hospital. So we'll be reading more about that. So, yeah, I can see lots of people dropping in. So, by the way, if you are watching and you enjoy this video at any point, please give it a big old thumbs up. Someone's given it a thumbs down already and we've not even began. Perhaps it's because of the subject matter. I don't know. Anyway, some people do literally beg a belief. Right, let's go straight into it. I want to talk about yesterday, of course, the visit to Waterloo Station. Now, this was a very important visit because it's almost like the culmination of a project which has been very close to the Duchess of Cambridge's, Catherine's, heart ever since the pandemic began, because as patron, in conjunction with the National Portrait Gallery, it was an idea to document life during lockdown, life during the pandemic, and out of thousands and thousands and thousands, I think it was almost 50,000 submissions, they whittled it down to 100 photographs which truly capture what the pandemic was about, the joy, the sorrow, the tragedy, everything, all the different emotions that were felt and experienced during lockdown. There is a photograph there which represents and encapsulates, it's a bit like a time capsule, shall we say. So those 100 photographs were revealed a few weeks ago. I made a video showcasing all of those images. So if you want to see the images, there, if you go back, just keep scrolling back through my videos, you will see where you can find all of those photographs. In fact, I may even go back and link in the description once this video has finished. So you can go back and you can check out those images before carrying on with the next portion of this video if you want to. If you've already seen them, then you know that they are available digitally. But I think what the idea was is they wanted a way for these photographs, these images, to be immersive to the public. So it was agreed and arranged that throughout the country, and in particular in London, these photographs would be sort of blown up as big massive posters or murals, and they would be positioned in places where the public could actually get to see them and experience them and get close to them and stand under them and have their photographs taken with them and selfies and all the rest of it. So really becoming immersive, almost, you know, art becoming the reality and being immersive and all that kind of thing. So I'm just going to read the tweet that was put out by the Cambridges, and it says, having seen the incredible response from people around the UK to the digital exhibition, where the final 100 images are on display, we have taken Hold Still to the streets of London and around the nation. They were actually visiting Waterloo. The Duke and Duchess visited the posters on display to see these heartfelt and inspiring stories told during lockdown up close. So yes, these portraits will be on display in 112 sites across 80 towns, cities and boroughs. And I'm really wanting to have a list of where they are, because if there's one near me, I would like to go and see it. So after seeing the hold still portraits that they saw in Waterloo, the Duke and Duchess met with National Health Service workers at St Bart's, 3 of which were featured in the final 100 images for their image All in This Together, an incredibly moving image showcasing the camaraderie of the NHS community. And one of the things that the whole still really encapsulated was what a wonderful thing our services did, and a role that our key workers and our key services played in the pandemic. By the way, I'm having a drink because I'm feeling really thirsty today for some reason. So do excuse me while I sip from my Royal Reviewer mug. Right, I'm going to go and see what people are saying first of all about yesterday. By the way, Catherine looked absolutely gorgeous in that beautiful red coat, looking really, really gorgeous. In fact, there was something I wanted to say about, was it the coat or was it the next outfit? Might have been the next outfit I was looking at. Just looking. Yeah, I mean, shoulder pads are coming back, aren't they? I mean, who can remember the National Portrait Gallery, not National Portrait, Natural History Museum video, where, you know, the shoulder pads were back. And in the next photograph, not the next photograph because it wasn't official, but we'll talk about it anyway. I'm just trying to get out of this one. Let's go back and see what people are saying. Oh, hello from Barbados to Jaden Phillips. Yes, Catherine does always look lovely. So immediately after that, there was a quick change because it was spotted. In fact, I'll try and find the photographs. Bear with. I forgot that I hadn't got this ready. Here we go. So I'm going to show you a photograph. You may have seen it, you may not have seen it, but round about this time of year, we have the annual Pride of Britain Awards, and of course this year, you know, gatherings are not going to be able to take place. It's not like any other year. So William and Catherine rushed immediately from Waterloo. Catherine had a quick change. The red coat was gone, and back were some more powerful shoulder pads. And I'm going to put my coasters in because I want my shoulder pads. I want to emulate Catherine. I'm going to have to buy some proper shoulder pads. So the shoulder pads are back. The power pads are back. The queenly power pads are back. And I will just show you a little bit of the power pads. Can you see those shoulders? Aren't they amazing? Those power pads. Truly stunning. And I love the detail at the back, that kind of like box design at the back. Really, really beautiful. So she was talking to Kate Garraway, a host of GMB, Good Morning Britain, about the Pride of Britain Awards. Who knows? Maybe they were introducing a winner. I don't know what they were talking about, but they did look absolutely gorgeous. And there's also a little picture of the front of the outfit with those beautiful power pads looking absolutely divine and gorgeous. Divine, gorgeous, gorgeous, divine. Absolutely love it. Chiming in, laughing at the shoulder I want them. I've been waiting since the 80s, no, since the early 90s for these to come back. And finally, Catherine is bringing back the power pads, and I love them. Tisha says, I don't like shoulder pads. Who are you? Who are you? Tisha says, I wore them in high school. Christine says, there are shoulder pads lurking in my closet. Get them out, girl, because they are back. If Catherine can wear them, that means they're back, and we can wear them unashamedly. You see, there'll be a trend coming up for spring, in the spring, because they probably already designed the winter clothes. Spring, shoulder pads, they'll be there, trust me. I know they will. Anyway, so going back, I want to talk about William's new appointment. So, William has been made patron of 2 new charities. So, the Duke of Cambridge became patron of 2 wildlife conservation charities handed to His Royal Highness by the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh. So very important kind of family patronages, if you like. And I always think these are a little bit different to the ones where a royal might get into on their own, because these are ones that are kind of passed down, handed down from the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh, who have held these positions for a very, very long time, these patronages. So it has more meaning to it, especially if they've been kind of handpicked for the interests that the person who they're being passed down for. It's a very personal thing, I think. So the two new patronages are Fauna and Flora International and the British Trust for Ornithology. And of course they align with the Duke of Cambridge's long-standing work around conservation and support for communities protecting their natural environment for future generations. And it is true, they totally fit in with William's credentials and the work that he has been doing. Fauna and Flora was established in 1903 and is the world's oldest international wildlife conservation organisation, and the Queen has actually held this role as patron for almost 7 decades. Do you see what I mean about it being really, really personal? She would have wanted to have made sure that this went to someone who was going to look after it in the same way that she has. So Fauna and Flora focuses on protecting biodiversity, which underpins healthy ecosystems and is critical for the life support systems that humans and all other species rely on. It protects threatened species and ecosystems worldwide, choosing solutions that are sustainable based on sound science and that enhance human well-being. Now, again, very, very much you would have thought that, Prince Charles could have been in line for this one, but Prince Charles, obviously getting older himself, is very definitely going to have a lot on the table when he becomes king. So, and also he may wish to retain some of his own patronages as what he has now as the Prince of Wales. So, I think it's a wise move for the Queen to hand this one to Prince William, who has already shown a very, very big interest in this line of work, of conservation. So I think it's a very wise decision from Her Majesty. So it operates in more than 40 countries worldwide and is a founding member of the United for Wildlife and was recently announced as Global Alliance Partner of the Earthshot Prize. So again, it fits very, very nicely in with kind of William's portfolio. Now, the British Trust for Ornithology aims to empower communities to protect local bird species and their natural habitats in order to ensure they are preserved for generations to come, whilst also working to promote the benefits of the natural world on our health and well-being. Through its network of volunteers, the BTO gathers data to build upon our understanding of the natural world, providing solid evidence base that supports information, decision-making and conservation action. The Duke of Edinburgh was patron of the BTO for over 30 years and is a lifelong ornithology enthusiast. His Royal Highness, his interest was first sparked in 1956 while travelling in the Royal Yacht Britannia between New Zealand and Antarctica, where the Duke began to identify and photograph the seabirds to the region. So, again, bird watching is something that kind of runs in the family. In the documentary that we saw, in the recent one from William, we saw that he likes to go to the Sandringham estate and sit in nature and watch birds. Also, we know that Prince Harry is another really, really big bird enthusiast. So one wonders, had Harry remained a full-time working royal, would perhaps Harry have got the ornithology one as well? I really don't know. I don't know which way that one would have gone. I definitely think William would have got fauna and flora, but perhaps Prince Harry may have got ornithology, seeing as they are both really, really into birds. So, let's go back and take a look. Segan says, you've become so partial to William and Kate just to put Meghan down. I don't think I've said anything about Meghan today. Do you expect Harry to continue to live under his brother's shadow? No. Although I would like to say that in terms of if you are a full-time working royal, the orbit, the sun is the monarch. Every other royal orbits around the monarch. It's the monarch that is the star. Most of the family is very happy to be supportive in the role of supporting the crown, supporting the monarch, and in doing so, supporting the country and being very patriotic. But that's not for everyone. Bev says, I read elsewhere that Kate's suit with the shoulder pads was first debuted in 2001, right before their Canada visit. I don't think that was a rewear. It may have been a rewear, but it's back. It's back in a big way, and I think people are taking notice of the shoulder pads this time around. Maybe people weren't ready for shoulder pads in 2001. I mean, I'm sure they have been creeping back in, trying to for a while, but I feel that this is the time for the shoulder pads. Let's have a look. Bev says, in light of the negative feedback William has received, do you think he will stop the royal bird shoots? No, because it's a completely different thing. Managed shoots, managed hunts that are sustainable for the ecosystem of owning a big, large country estate or running a country estate is part of the English countryside. It's part of conservation, if you like, because you are kind of managing this ecosystem. Everything that is caught on the estate goes back into the food chain. It's not caught for, to have things made out of feathers or the skins of things or that kind of thing. It's not killing things for their fur and that kind of business. It really is for a manageable, sustainable kind of farming. Pretty much, the same as when we all, those who aren't vegetarians or vegans go to the supermarket and you might buy a steak or a chicken or whatever it might be. It's exactly the same thing. It's sustainable. William's work with conservation in Africa is all about conserving those endangered species, elephants, rhinos, all of those animals which are on the endangered or extinction list. It is a very separate and different issue of which, no, I don't think the shoots are going to stop. Just going down again. Leslie Jones says, Prince Harry did not want to be in the spotlight and I think we should leave him alone. He needs to pursue his life the best way for his mental health. I quite agree. Nobody should be made to do something that they are truly unhappy with or, feel that is undermining their mental health. Canetta says, Duchess Catherine looked elegant in her red coat. She did. She really did indeed. Right, I'm going to move on to the next story. I've talked about the quick change, the Royal Marsden. So this happened today. I will make a separate video on this, but the Royal Marsden had a really big, again, a family association for William because his mother laid the first foundation stone of, in 1990, of the Royal Marsden's Chelsea wing. And the Duke of Cambridge laid a similar foundation stone today to break the ground of the Oak Cancer Centre. This one, of course, was in Sutton. So, again, I will bring you a video of that. But it is kind of haunting to see, when the sons follow in the mother's footsteps, because it brings back all those memories of what we've lost with Princess Diana. However, it's still also quite warming in the fact that they are continuing the work and following in the footsteps. So the Duke of Cambridge's foundation stone is very, very similar to the one in shape and size and its inner wall that Diana herself unveiled. And again, cancer being a charity which Diana wasn't afraid to get stuck into. She wasn't afraid, again, to hug people, be compassionate. And William is doing exactly the same thing, but obviously 20 years later, basically. So if I just show a picture in the chat, but I will make a proper full video, and you can find these photographs on the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge Twitter. So again, it's a very, very similar foundation stone. I think I've got a picture of the one that Diana launched as well. It's a little bit not quite as close up, but you get to the idea. So you can see obviously Diana in the white coat and the hard hat, and you can see that a very similar foundation stone right behind her. So again, really, really important work being carried out by the Duke of Cambridge, following on in the footsteps of his mother. We don't know when Eugenie is due. All we know is that she's pregnant, and they usually announce the pregnancy round about the first trimester. So I think there was mention. Oh, I don't know. I am not going to speculate on that one. Canetta says the picture of Prince William looking into the KFC window, priceless. Yeah, there was a KFC window when they were viewing the Hold Still exhibition. A KFC sign. You know, I bet it smelt gorgeous. I bet it really, really did. Right, I'm just checking something. Okay. Right, somebody asked, has Princess Eugenie been given a new patronage passed on by the Queen? And I was just checking if it was actually passed on by the Queen, but it is of the Scoliosis Society. And I was trying to see if it was actually passed on by the Queen. And I don't think it was passed on by the Queen. I can't see any mention of that when I'm reading it. However, it is actually classed as a royal patron. So even though Princess Eugenie is not a working royal, it's quite. I'm just reading. This is why I typed it in live, because she's actually being described in print as a royal patron. Now, could this actually herald the beginning of something for Eugenie? I did a whole chat on the princesses a few days ago about what would their future role be. Would it be to represent the royal family officially as a working royal? And this could actually be quite a positive sign. If I'm reading now, it says, co-founder and chair of the Scoliosis Association UK said, I'm absolutely delighted and grateful that Princess Eugenie is to be our royal patron. Her bravery and experience makes this a very personal decision and will continue to offer encouragement to the many people of all ages who are struggling to come to terms with their scoliosis. So, she's being classed as a royal patron. Could this herald new beginnings for Princess Eugenie? And of course, you know, this is something very personal to Princess Eugenie because, you know, she had scoliosis, she had corrective surgery when she was young. She designed her wedding dress so that it showed off the scoliosis scar, which of course she was very proud of because it made her who she was. But I'm just trying to see, I don't think it was passed on by the Queen. No, I don't actually. There you go. No, but she is being described as a royal patron. So there we go. Canetta says, I had seen photos of years back when the prince was younger. What, when the princes were younger? Of them in line at McDonald's. Oh yes, I think Diana did indeed take them to fast food restaurants, and I think I remember those very same photos as well. Alex says, I think the princesses of York should be able to help the royals. I think so too, because I think there is fast becoming a bit of a shortage of royals coming on. Did I see the photo of Duchess Camilla sporting a leopard face mask? She looked so fashionable. Hope it wasn't photoshopped. Let me go and check. I don't think I've seen that one. I will check right now, right here, right now. Just to see. Let me just check if there was a leopard print of face mask. Oh, yes. No, it's real. It's real. It's real. Take a look. Get a good look at that. Oh, my goodness. That is gorgina. I absolutely love it. That is amazing. Oh, Camilla. What would we do? Do you know what would make that even more perfect? If it was an actual cat face with whiskers and a mouth and a little nose. Wouldn't that be amazing? She looks gorgeous in that face mask. Camilla, darling. I'm glad you pointed that one out, Stephanie, or else I would have overseen that one until I got round to doing the engagements. My goodness. Mary says, I love how she revealed her scoliosis scar in her wedding gown. Yes, it was very, very touching and good. So yeah, basically that's everything that I have got on my list to speak about today. But if you want me to answer any questions whilst I'm here, then obviously please say them now, or forever hold your peace, or at least until I'm next on. El Kissing a Fool says, hi Elliot from Cali, stay well. Hello to you. And I hope you are all well as well. Right, so if we have no more pressing important issues of the day, I am going to go now. And I will come... Yes, Camilla did look really stunning in the jacket. And actually, Camilla's... One thing I will say before I go, Camilla's fashion is often very, very much overlooked because she always looks really stylish. And one of the things that Camilla absolutely always gets right, and she really does always get this right, is her hats. Her millinery always looks absolutely stunning and on point. She's not wearing a hat here today, but when she does, she always gets it right. And actually, the jacket that she's wearing with those kind of split sleeves, I'll show you again. The jacket with the kind of split sleeves, it's very, very much... I remember kind of like Melania Trump and some other celebrities that were kind of wearing those kind of long kind of cape kind of coats and dresses with the splits. At the time, I didn't like them. I remember, I think it was the Trump state visit and Melania was wearing something similar but longer. And I remember saying, I don't like it. I don't like those kind of things. But actually, they're growing on me. They're actually growing on me. And when I'm looking at Camilla's being a little bit shorter and not long, I actually really like it. I like it on Camilla. And I like the blouse with the pointy collars done up. I think she looks gorgeous, and especially the little ruffles and the kind of puffed sleeves as well. I mean, Camilla looks absolutely stunning there. I think she looks every inch a queen in waiting. I'm just reading. Christine says, a model for us mature ladies. Camilla has worked with what she's got. She hasn't been rushing to the plastic surgeons or all that kind of business as some people might. I myself might at some point. It's coming. But, she's worked with what she's got, and she looks really good. She looks quite inspirational, I would say. Right, I'm going to go now and bid you all farewell, and enjoy your day or your evening or whatever you're doing until we meet again. So, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and also do hit the bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. Also, I will put the link in after, but I do also have Patreon, so if you like to support beyond watching the videos, a little bit like giving a tip, there are different tiers with different rewards. I do a weekly patrons only chat, which will go live tomorrow on Thursday at 7 PM GMT, back after a week's absence. But normally I do it every single week. So if you feel like supporting beyond watching the videos, check out my Patreon account. So from me in Shropshire, mwah, to you all, and goodbye.